So now we're ready to start modeling this. I'm just gonna change the background of our 3D view. Again, pressing D on the 3D space and going all the way over to background and switching this to dark. I'm gonna close this. I don't think we need the grid anymore for now, so let's also disable that. And let's go into the network view and create a new geometry container that's gonna hold our actual Thor's hammer. Tab, Geo, and I'll rename this to Thor's hammer. Dive inside with a double click, and we'll start by creating a box. We're gonna be working on the head of the hammer first, and then we'll take care of the handle. Tab, type box, and here we have a box. I'm gonna press Shift W to activate the wireframe, and I'm gonna press Enter here on the 3D view. And this gives us the handles that allow us to control the size of the box. And I think we would do a better job working on the size if we had a look at this view. Let's use the shortcut keys to figure out what view it is. So we know that spacebar 2 gives us stop, spacebar 3 gives us front, and spacebar 4 will give us right, which is exactly what we want. Now I'm gonna adjust the height of the box there. I'm gonna grab the bottom, pull it up. There. Next, regarding the sides, if you know it's going to be symmetrical, we can use Shift while we drag one of the arrows, and that's going to apply the same offset to the other side. Yeah, this size is good. We're going to adjust the dimensions here, just make sure it's a better match. So let's say 174 and 174. Okay, that way we have a perfect square. Now let's go to the other view, spacebar 3, and let's do the same thing. So holding Shift, click and drag, and that's going to allow us to adjust the size. And we want this. I'm going to press spacebar 1, back to the perspective view, escape to get rid of the gizmo and the controllers, and I think we have a good start. So as you can see on the references, we kind of have a chamfer applied to the corners of our box. And let's see how we can do that in Houdini. So the first step we need to do is select the edges. I'm gonna press S here on the 3D view to activate the selection mode. And here you can see what you're gonna be selecting: points, edges, or primitives. Let's select an edge. I'll select this one, and then you can, in this case, it's pretty easy. We only have 4 edges to select, but let's say you wanted to select the whole loop in the parallel direction. So what you would do is you would hold Shift and A and middle mouse button. That's going to make sure you add to your selection the whole loop in a parallel direction. Now that we have all our edges selected, the edges that we want to affect, we're going to use another thing which is called the radial menus. The radial menus have also a bunch of presets that you can set here. I'm going to use the main, the default, and the way you activate it's a similar interface that you have in Maya, but in Houdini you press the C button. And then you have these options. We want to go into modeling, polygons, and we want to do a polybevel. Click on it, and you automatically generate a connected polybevel to your previous node. Now, what we want is a fixed distance, and we want to adjust this. Let's go to the proper view. Again, spacebar 4, and I think we kind of nailed it. It's pretty much this value. I'm going to leave it at this. Spacebar 1 to go back, we don't actually need this subdivision in the middle. So that's something you can control here, the number of divisions. Let's put it to 1. And that's done. Now, the next step is going to be to create the rest of the shape. So we know it's going to go kind of have a slight inset, then it's going to have a bevel. Okay, a slight inset, then it's going to be extruded with another inset. So the first step is going to be selecting the faces that we want to affect. So I'm going to hit escape first. Just make sure I'm not inside the gizmo options of the poly bevel. Go press S again to go into selection mode. Make sure that this time I'm going to be selecting faces, and I want to select this face and the other face. Holding shift, as you can see, there's a little plus sign that appears next to my arrow, my cursor. And now I have both selected. With both selected, I'm going to use the same option, pressing C, model, polygons, and this time we want a poly extrude. A poly extrude is going to give us a lot of options. For now, we just want to recreate that slight inset, and the best view to recreate that, I'm going to zoom in here. So we just want to create the slight inset. Now I'm going to use the middle mouse button here. I'm going to go down to 0.001 units and then slide it to the right until I get something close to that. Seems close enough. Now, another interesting command that you can use inside Houdini is to press the key K, and that's basically going to repeat the previous node that you had applied, the previous command. And that way we can now immediately apply the extrude, playing here with the distance. I'm going to switch now to the side view, so spacebar 3. I'm going to make sure that we have approximate distance. Again, it's easier for me to control it if I hold the middle mouse button here, go all the way down to millimeters, and kind of adjust it that way. So that's done. Let's take care of the inset, same way. Middle mouse button pressed, scroll down to the millimeters, and then push it to the right in this case. Yeah, I think we have the proper angle. Let's go to spacebar 1. Yeah, that's it. So this is the overall shape of the hammer. That would be done.